Hello, Pilgrim, and welcome to the Path. You can call me John, and this is the Winged Hussars Reviews! Today we will be talking about one of my most favorite movies, Outlaw King, directed by David Mackenzie. Outlaw King is a 2018 historical epic about the Scottish Wars of Independence, particularly focusing on Robert the Bruce and his war with Edward I, King of England. You guys could all, I'm not sure if you've heard of Shad Williams from Shadiversity, but his channel is excellent, and he talks all about the historical accuracy of the film. But yes, with a few minor things, like they condensed a few things to fit into the 2-hour runtime, the movie is very accurate. A few minor inaccuracies here and there, but for the most part, it's very accurate. Unlike other movies about this period! But I digress. After The Passion of the Christ and The Lord of the Rings, it's probably one of my favorite movies. But let me just go on. I won't spoil anything, but I mean it's actual historical events that took place almost 800 years ago. You don't have to worry about spoilers. People are gonna know what happened. But in regards to the film, it's an excellent film. The acting is fantastic. The writing's fantastic. Chris Pine does a fantastic job as Robert. Aaron Taylor Johnson is phenomenal as the Black Douglas. We have Tony Curran, and we have Stannis, the menace himself, Stephen Delane, as the Hammer of the Scots, Edward I. We have Sam Spruill as Amr de Valence, the Earl of Pembroke, and Florence Pugh as Queen Elizabeth of Scotland, Elizabeth the Burr. Now, I know that obviously, of course, it's a controversial thing, but if it is in fact true that Robert felt backed into a corner and he felt he had no choice but to kill John Comyn, that seems, in my opinion, to be pretty reasonable, because, funny enough, in the current Code of Canon Law, it says that the excommunication penalty will not be imposed if the person is acting out of fear or a desire to defend themselves, regardless of either those feelings are objectively wrong or not. But if Robert was telling the truth in that story, that Comyn literally was threatening him to his face and taunting him by the fact he was in a church that Robert couldn't do anything, and this whole scuffle happens. In the film, they just have it show it as Robert and John, but in reality, John's uncle was there, and so was Robert's brother-in-law Christopher Seton, who is the ancestor of St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. Comyn's uncle attacked Robert, and Christopher saved him and killed him. When Robert goes out and tells them what's happened, he and Christopher run out and tell them what's happened. Roger Kirkpatrick and Robert Fleming run in there, and Roger says, "I'll make sure." He runs in there, and Robert's like, "Wait a minute." And then this is how, obviously, the version of events goes. And then Fleming comes out there with Comyn's head. I can just imagine Robert's reaction. "What the fuck have you done? You made it even worse! I not only killed the man out of church, you chopped his fucking head off! Robert, you idiot, what have you done?" At least that's how I imagine, because obviously they wouldn't condense that in Outlaw King. I can imagine that's Robert's reaction would be if he truly did not want to kill John Comyn, and that's true that he felt back in the corner. I doubt he would have taken pleasure in the fact that one of his friends chopped off Comyn's head in the middle of a church. Anyway, we see all the events that happen afterwards. Robert being absolved by the bishops of Scotland, him and his wife Elizabeth being crowned as King and Queen of Scots. You can imagine when I think of raising the dragon banner. I admire Edward and I respect him, but he's far too brutal. That's something you just shouldn't do. But in regards, obviously, to the other thing, yeah, Valence should never have done that. He never should have violated his agreement with Robert. That would have been interesting to see how that played out in a single combat if he had waited and honorably fought him in single combat, Robert and him. Would we have seen a repeat of his duel at Bannockburn years later? I don't know. But anyway, That's a rather funny anecdote because Robert is famously reported as saying that he was angry that he broke his favorite axe on Sir Geoffrey's skull. But anyway, because at the end, obviously, they condense. The movie's fantastic. The movie's absolutely fantastic. I recommend it highly. But another thing is that they condense Loudon Hill and Bannockburn into one battle for time constraints, but still an excellent film. Though, of course, the whole thing with the fact that Edward II being captured and then let go, and Shad Williams goes ballistic on this, like, "What are you doing? Ah, that's ridiculous." I'm saying no, but James tried to catch him, but he failed at Bannockburn, because that would have ended the entire war. That would have broken the English's back if they had captured Edward II there. That the Scots would have won an absolutely crushing victory, even more decisive than Bannockburn already was. The movie's fantastic, the music is excellent, the cinematography is superb, acting's great. I honestly think it's absolutely disgraceful that Chris Pine and Aaron Taylor Johnson were not nominated for Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor, respectively, at the Academy Awards for that year. Who the hell won it anyway? They should have been in the running for that. They both did fantastic jobs. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Winged Hussar Reviews. See you on the path.